Welcome to a special edition of ENN On Air.
Today is the 100th anniversary of the 1923 fire that completely destroyed the Old Main Administration Building.
We are going to take a look back at Elon's history,
while still updating you on the news that you need to know.
I'm Anjolina Fantaroni.
And I'm Max Howarth. Thank you for joining us.
On the morning of January 18th, 1923, the administration building caught fire on the second floor and was completely destroyed with a total loss of over $125,000. The building was later replaced by Alamance. Our Ellis Chandler has more.
Ago, the Elon community had no idea how fire would become so integrated into the campus community.
I stood on our front porch on Haggard Avenue and watched Old Main burn.
Edith Brannick was an Elon graduate in 1939. She was growing up and was a small child when the fire took place.
He was getting up early to turn on the power, and he saw a flickering light in one of the classrooms.
George Troxler is a former Elon professor and historian. He wrote a book about campus and said what students mistook for a light left on was something much more sinister. It was the fire that would shape Elon's campus as we know it today.
All of the classrooms, all of the offices, faculty offices, administrative offices, the library, that was essentially the college.
The fire took place on January 18th, 1923. Old Main was built in 1890 and served as the centerpiece of campus. An edition of the student newspaper, known as the Maroon and Gold, that next morning called the fire the greatest catastrophe in the history of Elon College. The fire caused an estimated $125,000 to $150,000 in damage. Schedules and locations for classes were released and resumed just one day after the fire. For the rest of the semester, classes met in the men's and women's gyms, dorms, the post office, and even in the homes of faculty members. But that move was only temporary. Days after the fire, fundraising efforts began. The Board of Trustees voted to rebuild the campus and created an emergency fund committee with the goal of raising $600,000, half for construction and half for a permanent endowment. The Board of Trustees voted to rebuild the campus and create an emergency fund committee with the goal of raising $600,000. Half would be for construction and half would be for Elon's permanent endowment. Over the next 2 years, 5 new buildings were created: Alamance, Whitley, Carleton, Mooney, and Duke, which now make up the academic buildings in the historic neighborhood along with Powell. Now, students like Elon senior Megan Curling serve on the 1923 Engagement Committee, which will launch a series of year-long programming this Wednesday.
It's a beast, but it's been really fun to see everyone from across campus. We have representatives from University Communications, archives, athletics, basically anywhere you can think of on campus coming together to come up with these events. We have a lot of meetings and a lot of subcommittees and all of the things you could imagine to plan over a dozen events throughout the year, kind of hallmarked by 4 pretty major events that are in each of the quarters.
Curling says the committee's work is all about commemorating the fire rather than celebrating it.
Been a lot of learning about the history of Elon and understanding how the community has supported us and how we've really grown into this really large university from what started as a tiny college. So it's been really neat, and I'm really excited that we get to share all of the events and all of this knowledge that we've kind of compiled with the university community this year.
Curling says as the committee continues to meet and plan such a historic event over the course of this year, it's about making sure the greater community is involved as well. Ellis Chandler, Elon Local News.
Throughout the rest of 2023, the university has announced a set of events to commemorate the 1923 fire and the century of resilience and innovation that has followed.
There will be a commemorative college coffee on January 31st in McKinnon Hall.
On February 3rd, there will be a campus conversation about developing individual and community resilience.
On February 28th, there will be a panel about the innovation at Elon University with former employees and alumni.
Other events are planned for the rest of the year and can be found at the 1923 Fire Commemoration website.
A popular Elon restaurant is returning to campus as soon as this summer. Mediterranean Deli is potentially taking over 116 Williamson Avenue, where Acorn Coffee Shop is currently located. Med Deli owner Jamil Kadora is working with the university to finalize a new Elon location. The move for both businesses has not been finalized at this point. The former Med Deli location was below Park Place on West Haggard Avenue. It closed in August after 5 years of business. The location in Chapel Hill has and will continue to be open. As we enter a new calendar year, Elon is ending its largest fundraising campaign to date. Elon Leads raised over $260 million, surpassing its goal of $250 million, according to a recent announcement from Elon University President Connie Book. Vice President for University Advancement, Jim Pyatt, says because of the fundraising efforts, scholarships and additions to campus, such as the Inn at Elon and Innovation Quad, were possible.
I think what happens after a campaign like this is our broader community of alumni, parents, and friends sees the power of philanthropy and the impact of it. And as people see that, they say, hopefully, they say, yeah, I'd like to be part of that as well. And it just sort of raises everybody's sights to what's possible.
Pyatt says the Division of University Advancement takes its direction from Book and the Board of Trustees regarding what parts of the Boldly Elon strategic plan needs funding and how to distribute it. He says the #1 priority is increasing scholarship funds for students. Now that the Elon Leads campaign has ended, they are looking at what comes next, though Pyatt says he does not have a specific answer at this time regarding a new campaign.
For the first time since 2020, Elon sorority recruitment is set to be held fully in person. Beginning next Tuesday, hundreds of freshmen and sophomore women will visit Elon's 9 organizations throughout the week with the intention of joining a sorority. Elon freshman Katie Ivanko says she is grateful for the opportunity to go through a fully in-person process.
I like to be personable in person, so it would definitely be difficult online. So I'm so grateful and excited that we've passed the whole, middle of the pandemic where we had to be on Zoom, and now we can meet people in person and see facial expressions and everything like that.
Ivanko says she is excited to meet new people and get more involved on campus.
I'm going to try to be myself through the process, and I'm super excited to see where my friends end up because I know a lot of my friends want to rush, so it'll be super fun.
Sorority recruitment is set to begin on January 24th and go until January 29th. More information about the Pan-Hellenic Association's recruitment process is on our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
That's all we have for you this evening. Thanks again for watching ENN On Air.
For all the news you need to know and when we're not on air, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.